And Prince Harry has deviously claimed before that there was enough material for him to write a second spiteful book. And according to a royal source, this veiled threat has not been forgotten by the firm. Now, they told GB News presenter Camilla Tominey in the Daily Telegraph there's not a lot of trust left to allow the family to maintain a good and open relationship. How do you speak openly without it ending up in Volume 2? But should they actually be fearing a memoir from Meghan Markle? Indeed, Camilla writes that if this were to happen and the Duchess is minded to finally name the royal racist, then all hell will likely break loose again. So, Angela, they've just lost this $20 million Spotify deal. I'm told that Netflix want to pull the plug on their $100 million TV deal as quickly as they can. So there's a real risk now for the royal family, isn't there, that the poisoned pen is going to be pulled out for Meghan's memoir?
I think they're going to outsmart the memoir because, actually, the way she's been attacked by so many of American people who are involved in, the sort of all sorts of people who help her get success, then, she's lost all her credibility. And I think that they will, one, not listen to it. People won't believe it because she's got a reputation for telling untruths or exaggerating hugely, so it doesn't make any sense. And I think that would just make it as bad as it is. I don't think it will move it backwards in any way because they're used to it now. They see that the public, not just here but in America and around other countries, are saying that she's not talented, she's no good, she has told lies. She's even, a lot among black people, they say that she's using them for her own aids.
Well, I heard Trevor Phillips say that this week, which was an extraordinary intervention from the former Equalities Commission.
Yes, she said she had to learn how to be black, because she wasn't until she got married, until she met the royal family. And he was very much against her and how she's behaved. And I think, there'll be a lot of sales because people will want to know what she said. But I think it will be a disaster.
You think her days of causing damage to the royal family?
Once hailed as a breath of fresh air in the royal family, Meghan Markle's public image has taken a sharp and undeniable nosedive. From royal engagements to Hollywood dreams, it seems the Duchess of Sussex has burned bridges faster than anyone could have imagined. But now royal biographer Angela Levin has dropped a bombshell, claiming Meghan has lost all her credibility and has a reputation for telling untruths. Angela Levin, who has followed the Sussexes closely, says Meghan's carefully curated image of compassion and authenticity has completely collapsed. She argues that Meghan's words and actions simply don't align. From her Oprah Winfrey interview to claims made in Netflix documentaries, the contradictions have piled up. Levin insists this isn't just a public relations crisis. It's a credibility disaster.
Family are
yes.
over.
How many times can you hit them? You see, you could see at the coronation that they ignored Harry. He wasn't popular. They just got on with it. But people are laughing. There's crowds coming when Charles or Catherine or William go anywhere. They don't need them, and that must be very, very painful. So they want to up the action, but it's too late.
Now, look, after growing reports that Netflix would follow Spotify in cutting these ties with Harry and Meghan, a spokesperson for the streaming platform said our exciting journey with them isn't ending anytime soon. That's what I call a bit of a fudge. Because clearly they're under pressure to try and back Harry and Meghan publicly. They haven't announced the couple's plans, though. However, in the works is apparently a feminist retelling of Miss Havisham, the iconic character from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. And speaking to the Daily Mail, an English professor and Dickens expert warned the Duke and Duchess against going woke with the famous tale, as it will end up, quote, being a voyeuristic misery. But Angela, that's exactly what they're planning to do. This is a woke version of Great Expectations. Yeah. That's exactly what it's going to be.
She's going to turn Miss Havisham into a feminist, and the difficulty she has living in a man's are more important than women. I mean, it's got no chance. The original film of that in 1946 has outshone everything, and there's been 2 or 3 other ones, and they've all been absolutely hit at by the critics. And this is an absurd way of doing something, because it's been shown before recently on the BBC, and you can't keep on doing this. I mean, she's doing the thing
that was the woke version, and everyone hated it.
But you can't change Dickens like that. You can't sort of put this woman. I don't think either of them have got the ability to do that. They're not knowledgeable enough. They're not literary people that take a Miss Havisham who sat looking at her wedding cake for decades, back to when she was a young woman and how she was fighting against the men. This is what Meghan likes. You know, she likes saying that everybody against women, when in fact, I mean, she's done phenomenally well because nobody's been against her, i.e. her husband let her run wild. And it's again, a nonsense. They pick up things that Netflix have cancelled, and I think this is another one. They haven't agreed to it yet.
No.
But it's going to be...
Well, they haven't agreed to any of them.
They haven't, but it's going to be rubbish, isn't it? You can tell that.
Well, if it even
You've got to be...
I don't think it's even going to happen, Angela, because
No.
Netflix is so wary now of this whole go woke, go broke phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds utterly awful, and they won't want to waste tens of millions of dollars
No.
on an awful project.
According to her, even Meghan's once loyal supporters are beginning to question her motives, her truth, and her constant need to control the narrative. Insiders also claim that palace officials are done trying to correct the record. They've realized Meghan's version of events shifts whenever it benefits her image. This, Levin says, has left Meghan isolated, frustrated, and desperate to stay relevant in Hollywood circles that are quickly losing interest. Levin doesn't stop there. She says Meghan's relentless need for validation has alienated those around her, including Prince Harry himself. Once seen as a united front, the Sussexes now appear strained.
The other thing is that if she's going to be behind the camera, which is said they're going to do that now, no one will be slightly interested because, you know, the directors and producers aren't the ones who get people, you know, standing in the street and shouting and cheering them. You know, she's got no experience to do that, no delicacy, no insight. It's just not there. So it's a waste of time and money.
And what's been fascinating this week is you've actually seen Prince William doing all of the social justice and the public service, which is, of course, what Harry and Meghan promised that they would be able to do when they cut free of the royal family. We've seen none of it from them. Virtually no public service, virtually no social justice. What do you make of Prince William's project to end homelessness within 5 years? Because lots of folk, Angela, are saying, look, this is bold, it's daring, it's audacious. Some concerns, though, that maybe it does wade a little bit into the area of politics?
Yes, and I think those are anti-monarchy people who say that. I mean, this is something that he really wants to do. He says it's his life work. Catherine has her life work about dealing with young families and young children.
Early childhood, yeah.
And both of them actually have homelessness in the things that they want to cover. So they can work very well together but not tread on each other's feet. And he's really wanted to do this. I mean, I remember when I was talking to Prince Harry when I was writing his biography, and he said to me, no one in our family wants to be king. But somebody's got to. But William's always telling me he feels he needs to make a difference. He doesn't want to cut ribbons. He doesn't want to come and go in 5 minutes. He really wants to make a difference. Well, here is a difference. He can really do something, not because he's got 3 huge places to live in and he's got umpteen £100,000,000 to live on, but because he really cares about people and he can understand it. And also he can bring people together. So he can bring all sorts of people together to discuss it and to help. He's not going to try and, you know, take over politics in any way.
No, indeed. But what's so ironic, Angela, is it's exactly the sort of project that Prince Harry could have been doing, but instead he's been wasting his time not doing anything for Netflix.
While Meghan is focused on rebranding and rebuilding her reputation through new ventures, Harry reportedly wants peace, not more publicity. The British press, meanwhile, isn't holding back. Headlines now echo the same sentiment. Meghan's truth seems to change with every interview. And when that happens too many times, even the public stops listening. Angela Levin's warning is clear. Credibility once lost is almost impossible to rebuild. Whether Meghan Markle can recover her reputation, or whether she's destined to become the face of royal regret, only time will tell. What do you think? Has Meghan gone too far? Or is she simply misunderstood? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more royal truth bomb.